was just setting up to record. Whoa! 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 What? What? Wait! I have not seen this! Is this the opening movie? Oh my gosh! I've never seen this! Welcome to Himizawa. That is a beautiful song. It's the opening for Himatsubushi! Oh my gosh, it is an animated movie! There's Rika. There's Agasaga and Yuki back there. More Rika. Oh, this is awesome. Whoa! 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 Oh, whoa! Oh, these are from the other stories! Whoa! Oh, that's cool. Holy crap, this is Higurashi, man. I love this. Wait, who are these people? Wait, who were those people? Who are you? Wait, who are you? Who are you people? Wait, what am I looking at? Who are you? Okay, there's Rika, but what? Okay, there's Shion. As could be image. Holy crap. Are they showing all the different arcs of Higurashi? Oh, that's so cool. Oh man, this is really cool. I started understanding a little bit of this opening movie, but as it went on, I started not understanding it. Is this for the entirety of the PS3 game this came from? I think this is about the entirety of the PS3 game this comes from. But I didn't recognize a part of those characters. Like, who were those characters? I didn't know who they were!
皆さんもご苦労さんなことです。お暑いでしょうが、せいぜい頑張ってくださいよ。不法投棄のダンプが現れたらすぐにご連絡ください。急行いたしますのでね。
ご協力感謝しますよ、大石さん。どうぞ。
A gap wide enough for a single car was opened up in the barricade. Ōishi showed his gratitude, or perhaps a threatening attitude, with a short beep on the horn, rolled the car forward through the checkpoint. This time, my appearance was the very embodiment of the word suspicious. A baseball cap, mask, and sunglasses. On top of that, even though it was sweltering, I was wearing a hoodie. Any respectable police officer would be loath not to stop me from questioning. I meant to be overcautious, knowing full well that my face was known. But it might have been already too late for that to have any use. Using that as an excuse, I doffed the unbearably hot hoodie and windbreaker, ripped off the mask and hat, and threw them in the seat behind me.
ありゃ？いいんですか？
こんな小細工したところで、どうせ割れているでしょうから。
そりゃまあそうでしょうな。
Ōishi, probably thinking that my unexpected behavior was funny, continued to laugh. The beautiful and pristine scenery of Himizawa spread out before me. The village itself would have been quite beautiful if it weren't for the complicated circumstances surrounding it all at the moment. I would absolutely love to take Yuki here for a drive one day. Come to think of it, I didn't get a chance to call her last night. I played around with the idea in my head. But in reality, this village wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I heard everything at the prefectural headquarters. At the heart of this village, the intelligence network that the three families wielded was, due to bloodlines and regional relationships, unbelievably well organized. Their net spread not just around Himizawa itself, but encapsulated the entirety of the city of Shishimon as well. When I first heard that, somewhere in the recesses of mind I didn't take it completely seriously. How could a local organization out in the boonies here have something so grandiose? I couldn't deny that somewhere in the back of my head I had ridiculed the thought. But not only were they really threatening the minister, but they had demonstrated they had a complete grasp on our movements, which is supposed to be top secret. They were almost like the secret police that controlled a small Eastern European country like in some spy novel. The villagers here wouldn't bat an eye at getting their hands dirty if it meant fighting the damn project. I also heard something like that at the prefectural headquarters. Now that you mention it, when I first arrived here, Ōishi also said that this place was a war zone, didn't he? The residents of this village were at the same time freedom fighters. Although, by definition, they were no different than guerrillas or militia. They were protected by the Geneva Convention, but they also didn't have to adhere to those rules either. This place was more of a quagmire than a legitimate battlefield, as a secret war was unfolding. I could drive along because Ōishi was with me. But if I was to leave this car for even something as trivial as looking for a vending machine, there was a chance I wouldn't return. Even though a single shot hadn't been fired, this was a battlefield. No, the reason why bullets weren't flying was simply because it was hard for a civilian to obtain a gun in Japan. So they were probably just equipped with weapons other than guns that were easier to obtain. That's why Ōishi was wearing that stab-proof vest, wasn't it?
赤坂さん、緊張してます。
Oh yeah. The fact that I was apprehensive was, of course, picked up on by Ōishi. If he already figured it out, there was no point in trying to deny or hide it.
もちろんです。敵の本拠地にたった2人で乗り込んでいるんですよ。この人数では万一の時が不安です。
万一の時な大丈夫ですよ。
Are you sure,
この村の
Ōishi?
人間すべてが敵ではありませんでしたか。全員が口裏を合わせればこの村で白昼堂々殺人が起こっても証拠一つ残らない、そういうところだと聞いていますよ。
This is what the ironclad rule not barging into a Yakuza office alone was about. If there wasn't a neutral party involved, that area wasn't bound by the laws of common sense. If something happened, you wouldn't be able to prove it, and there wasn't anybody who would take your side. It was pretty much the definition of poking the bear.
ひなみ沢地区へ向かうと同僚に言い残してますしね。万一の時は無線機もありますし、赤坂さんが怖がってるほどね、そう簡単には完全犯罪はできませんよ。まあ、もちろん油断をしないに越したことはありませんがね。赤坂さん、緊張しすぎですよ。前にご一緒してた時の方がリラックスしてらしたじゃないですか。な
Well, coming from the circumstances that they know who he is, no wonder why Akasaka's more scared. Laughing it off, Ōishi thumped his chest and grinned, as if to say I could depend on him.
まあ、本当にヤバくなったら桜の大門にはこいつがありますからね。
Ōishi made a motion by sticking out his index finger. It was undoubtedly the image of a gun.
役に立ちますか。
撃った後の後始末云々が怖くなければ実に心強いですよ。
An officer's gun was only for show. If you really wanted to fire, there were quite a number of stipulations, and you had to be prepared for the long probationary period afterwards. That definitely wasn't worth it, so even if an officer did unholster his gun, there wasn't one who actually wanted to pull the trigger.
赤坂さんは持ってるんですか？これ。
まあ一応
撃ったことは？
ありますよ。訓練でですがね。
そりゃそうでしょうな。
なら大石さんにはあるんですか？
私ですか？なまさかあるわけないじゃないですか。
Well, what was this? I thought he was laughing at me because he had experience. The two of us laughed together.
銃口を向けたこともありませんがね。銃口を向けられたことなら何度かありますよ。
Hopefully, he was on
銃
safety.
口を覗かされるだけで寿命が3年は縮むな。
Even if he had never fired a gun before, you couldn't even begin to compare the amount of experience that Ōishi had over me. At a time like this, I could only marvel again at how reliable Ōishi seemed.
そういえば日の高いうちにこっちには来たくなかったな。 でも車道はここを抜ける以外にないし。赤坂さん、念のためもう一回マスクで顔を隠してください。
どうしたんです？
冷房がうるさいから聞こえないかな。切りますよ。窓を開けてみてください。
When I opened the window, a blast of hot air blew inside. And then, I could hear angry yelling coming from far away. At that moment, the forest gave way on either side of us, and our view expanded suddenly. And there could be seen the Himizawa Dam construction grounds. The very front line for Himizawa Village. The crackling blare of someone's voice sounded over an enormous loudspeaker. The roar of angry voices continued to rumble. The incredible volume had become a veritable sound cannon, spewing out its ammunition. The prefabricated site office was surrounded by 2 sets of high fences laced with barbed wire. Lined in front of those fences were riot police and their vehicles. And surrounding it all were the villagers. They howled out their protests against the dam as a single entity.
お、今日は少ないですね。ついてます。
少ないんですか？
ええ、多い時だと道路までいっぱいになりますよ。うちうち車も通れません。
At first, due to their overwhelming intensity, it looked to me there was more people than there actually was. But upon closer inspection, there were at most 50 to 70 of them. That's still a lot of people. But the 6 or 7 propaganda trucks lined up that looked like they belonged to a band of thugs were a strange enough sight. The villagers were also wearing helmets and bandanas, as well as covering their faces with masks, adding to the oddity of it all. The propaganda trucks, after braying their chorus, had their volume turned up even higher and began to flood the area of sutras. To say that the noise was downright violent would be an understatement. From this distance, it was still loud. The glass in the office was probably rattling from the noise.
あれをガンガンやられるとたまんないんですよね。昨日の連中全員耳栓してて、それでも耳がおかしくなるそうです。気の毒な話です。
騒音規制でなんとかできないんですか？
うちの現には騒音規制に関する規定ね。それにほら、お経でしょ。宗教活動規制できないし、連中も頭いいんです。
Is what I think Ōishi said. Actually, no matter how tightly the window was shut, the booming noise of the sutra still filled the car. I couldn't even hear what Ōishi, who was sitting right next to me, was saying. As the car approached the line of propaganda trucks, the blare became difficult to bear. It wasn't enough to just plug my ears with my fingers. I had to hold my head to keep my skull from splitting apart. If I had seen this terrifying energy sooner, I would have probably understood what Himizawa Village was much quicker. Now I knew. They wouldn't blink an eye at sacrificing themselves in order to protect their hometown. So goddamn noisy. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! My head throbbed and felt like it was going to split apart. My eardrums crackled, and on top of it all, I felt like I was going to throw up. With the road crowded with the thronging squatters, with the propaganda trucks, and the police's riot police's vehicles, it was in no way easy to get by. Even if you tried to shoo the squatters with the car horn, they were also wearing earplugs, oblivious to noises from the outside world, and wouldn't easily move. The car could only inch forward at a snail's pace. Even then, the car eventually got through, starting to leave the tumultuous noise behind.
ほら、昨日一緒に麻雀やったメンツにお年寄りさんいたでしょ。覚えてます？
I remember that there was an older person who didn't exactly mince words. The guy that Ōishi called Old Man.
いらっしゃいましたね。
彼ね、第一航空の現場監督さんなんですよ。あそこのプレハブの中でイライラしながら仕事をなさってるんでしょうね。お気の毒なことです。
あれが毎日ではたまったものではないでしょう。
耐えかねてやめちゃう人が後を絶ちません。 まあその度にお給金がアップしてるんで何とも言えませんが
Even having to deal with all that noise and hostility, they still made a wage that Ōishi found invaluable.
ちっくしょうこいつら聞こえてるのか聞こえてないのか
A group of squatters were in the way of the car. Ōishi, sufficiently annoyed, laid onto the horn, but there was no indication that they were moving anytime soon. And this din, could they not even hear a car horn? Or did they hear it and were being malicious? If there were any riot police nearby, they would have made people move, but it just so happened there weren't any around here.
もうちょいと待っててください
Ōishi opened up the door. The hot air and even more heated roar of the crowd spilled into the car. Ōishi said something as he grinned widely, but I couldn't hear what it was. He was getting them to move. Something like that? Ōishi stepped out of the car and closed the door. The din faded slightly. I stared blankly as Ōishi headed towards the group and started some sort of conversation. Maybe we find the minister's grandson at Takasudo. At the very least, I wanted to find him there. Find him and slip the cursed bonds of this incomprehensible village. I could only pray. At last, at that moment, a shadow was suddenly cast over me. Somebody was standing right outside the passenger side window, blocking the sunlight. I spun around, looked up, and realized who the black-clad figure was. Ah! Hi, Rika! It was a girl. It was Rika Furude. The girl stared down at me with a bored look in her eyes. I didn't have any justification for it, but I felt like I'd been found by somebody I shouldn't be found by. To fill the silence, I raised my hand as I mouthed a meek greeting. Of course, there was no way she heard my small voice in this clamor. But even then, she should have seen me wave my hand in greeting. In spite of that, she simply stared down at me with a cold look on her face. At that moment, the noise and heat throughout the car... At that moment, the noise and heat spread throughout the car once again. Ōishi had returned to the driver's seat. Taking a look, the group that were blocking the road had started to move aside while glaring our way.
お待たせしました行きましょうか
Ōishi registered the figure of the girl behind me. One of the villagers came over and picked her up. In a manner of, it's dangerous, so get away. It was then that she whispered one or two words. However, I couldn't hear any of it.
さて行きましょうかね飛ばしますよもちろん法定速度遵守で
Vroom. As if to shake off the still audible angry voices, Ōishi floored the glass. Along with the war and din of the shouting, the villagers and the girl quickly disappeared behind us.
この先を抜けると高津戸地区です銃撃戦の覚悟は大丈夫ですか安全装置外すの土壇場でとちらないでくださいよ
Ōishi laughed mockingly again. I was more concerned with what the girl had said, however, as I was vaguely bothered by it. What was he trying to say with that apathetic and candid expression?
今から緊張したって仕方ないですよむしろ収穫がなくて勇み足って可能性だって十分にあるんですから
Oops. Sorry about that. That was a little bit too soon. But there was no longer a way to confirm what the girl had tried to tell me. It might have been that the girl who warned me to go back to Tokyo again, or else, was saying to me who was here now, ignoring that warning?
警告したのにバカなやつ
I had the feeling she said something like that. Well, there's no way this is the end of the chapter, is it? Oh my god. No, that was not the end of the chapter. Okay. I was a little bit confused there because that was like a very, very fast part of this story. Like, it only took me 20 minutes to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and read a little bit more because that was really quick. So I'm gonna take a drink real quick, and then I'm going to continue on reading. If you were to call Hinuzawa a rather lonely village, then Takasuno was outright desolate. For your everyday city boy like me, I just couldn't understand why anybody would force themselves to live here. There were signs that people had, but they're all covered in dust or enveloped in ivy, indicating that it was all abandoned.
こんなところにも人は住んでいたんですね。
まあ昔の話でしょうな。こんな偏僻なとこじゃ年寄りには辛いですし、若者だってもう少しまともな土地に住みたいでしょうしね。後を継ぐ者がいなきゃ最後にはこうなるってことでしょうな。
Even if I had no personal attachment to this village, seeing the disused buildings made me feel a little sentimental. It seemed that Ōishi also felt the same way.
こんなところで財布が発見されたんですか。財布の取得者もよくこんなに偏僻なところに通りかかったものですね。
ああ、村人には山の中に畑を持ってる連中がいましてね。そういう連中は朝晩ここを通りますから。
畑仕事の村人たちは早朝や夕方にここを徒歩で通ると。
まさか行けるところまでは車で行くでしょうな。
早朝や夕方にこんなところを走行して落ちているたった一つの財布を発見できます。
できたんでしょうな。
That's definitely suspicious.
取得者はどこで取得したと言っていますか。
もう少し先を行ったところにある茂みです。取得者はたまたまお腹が痛くなってちょいと茂みで用を足そうと思ったらしい。それで偶然見つけたらしいんですよ。中にちり紙でも入ってるのを期待したんですかね。
And a wallet?
話ができすぎているように感じます。財布発見の当初からそういう違和感が拭えません。
I expressed the feeling that I had from the start of the day, quite frankly. It seemed too good to be true, but it was unwavering proof. But it was too perfect. Secondly so. That was my feeling.
できすぎってな、案外当たってるかもしれませんよ。
というと。
実は四課のお友達からちょいと聞いたんですがね。園崎お涼が大臣の孫の誘拐事件について言及したって話なんです。
言及した？
大臣の孫ももう誘拐されてから何日にもなってかわいそうだ。そろそろ解放されるといいなと。そう、お涼のばあさんが縁側でぼそりとつぶやいたってな話らしいんです。で、そのぼそりが園崎家の裏の裏のあちこちに伝えられてるようです。
Right. I heard something earlier from Sato-san, the informant. That when the leader Oryu had concerns, somebody in the family would be considerate.
つまりそれは実質上の人質解放命令ですか。
私はそう見てます。この出来すぎの財布発見は孫を警察に引き渡すためのイベントじゃないかと。
どうして人質の解放を。
そりゃ人質を解放するなんて理由は一つしかないじゃないですか。
なんです。
取引の成立ですよ。ひなみ沢ダム計画の中止を大臣が約束ってことですかね。
ダム計画なんて必ずなくなっちゃいますのです。
At that moment, those words the girl had said resurfaced in the back of my mind. In the end, it was turning out exactly as she proclaimed. That young girl knew the circumstances. She knew everything about this kidnapping incident from the beginning to the end.
赤坂？
The girl unexpectedly called my name.
なんだい？
東京へ帰れ。
Huh?
あなたは
Oh, he's remembering stuff.
それがあまりにもみすぼらしくて気の毒な姿だから。 今のうちから警告してあげているのです。
どうして私が後悔することになると。
いちいちうるさいな。あなたの親はあなたが赤信号の横断歩道の真ん中にいるとき、どうして危ないのかを全部説明し終えるまであなたの手を引っ張らないの？引っ張るでしょ。まず歩道まで連れ戻してからなぜ危険なのかを解くでしょう。つまりはそういうこと。
The girl, who knew everything from start to finish, had warned me in the beginning. Go back to Tokyo.
赤坂の怖がり。
孫は無事見つかるでしょうが、その後はいろいろと厄介な問題になるでしょうな。どう厄介になるかは一警察官の私には想像もつきませんがね。
フルでリカって少女ご存知ですか？
What I had said was such a non sequitur that Ōishi sat stunned and silent for a while.
もちろん知ってますよ。御三家の一つ、古出家の一人娘ですね。
どういう少女なんです？
おやおや、これは意外な人物名にちょっと驚きです。公安では古出家が臭いと睨んでおられるわけで、私にも情報を分けてくださいよ。
いや、そういうのじゃないんです。ちょっと気になったもので。
まあいいや。同じ卓を囲んだ友人の質問なら答えないわけにはいきませんからね。
友人と呼んでいただけて光栄です。
で、あのお嬢ちゃんはね、まあ村のマスコットみたいなもんです。村中の誰からも愛されてます。中でも年寄り連中には特に崇められてましてね。
崇められる？
よくは知らないんですがね、古出家に生まれた女の子ってのには多少神聖な意味合いがあるらしいんですよ。ひなみ沢の土着信仰ですがね、お社様の生まれ変わりだとかなんとか、そんな話があるらしいですよ。
お社様。そういえば同盟の登り旗の中にお社様と書かれたものがあったような気がします。何ですか、お社様って？
ひなみ沢の守り神様の名前です。村にあだなす者に罰を当てるって信じられてましてね。まあそんな便利な神様がいたらダムの連中はとっくに神罰にやられているんでしょうが、幸い今日までその罰ってやつは一つも起こってませんがね。
村にあだなす大臣の孫がお社様の怒りに触れ、なんて言いましたっけ？そう、鬼隠し。大臣の孫を鬼隠しにしたと、そういう筋書きになるわけでしょうか？
I mean, Akasaka's not wrong.
なるほどな。そういうことになるんでしょうな。
お社様が下した神罰なら、犯人はお社様の生まれ変わりであるあの少女。
Wait, what, Akasaka? Even I didn't know exactly what I was saying. The fact that Ōishi laughed it off was a bit of a relief. Ōishi's joyous laughter was so infectious that I began to laugh like an idiot as well.
ありゃ、こりゃ珍しい。
Ōishi, after laying onto the horn several times, rolled the window down and leaned out, waving his arm in an exaggerated manner. It was the car headed the opposite way. Until now, we hadn't run into any other cars except our own. And of all places, it was at this desolate location. It seemed that Ōishi knew the owner of that car. It's Ire. The other car also tripped its horn, and it came to a stop. It's Ire. Yes! It's Ire!
こんにちは。
The other car's window rolled down slowly, revealing a young man in a white overcoat. He was about my age, or perhaps a bit older. But you really can't judge somebody by their appearance.
大石さんじゃありませんか。こんにちは。珍しいところでお会いしますね。
そりゃこっちのセリフですよ、先生。まさかこんなところで会うとはね。どうしたんです？
いえね、ちょっとした往診です。
ありゃ、そうですか。休館とかでしたか。
いえ、そんなに大したことではありませんでした。よかったですよ。
お医者の世話にならずに済むなら、それに越したことはないです。
ではこれで。急いで戻らないとスタッフに怒られますんで。
な診療所長さんも大変です。ではでは、お気をつけて。
Oh, wait, he doesn't give them any answers? The young doctor named Ire, after gesturing his farewell, drove forwards and soon disappeared around a corner. Ōishi also drove forwards, but soon came into a stop again. He pulled out a worn map book from the dash. His expression didn't have an ounce of irreverence. He was perfectly serious.
どうしたんです？
今日は診療所は往診の日じゃないはずです。よっぽどの休館か、特殊な事情のある患者ということになりますね。
Ōishi flipped through the pages, opened up to the map of Takasuno. After that, he took a look around and started to figure out what our current location was.
その休館が怪しいということですか？
Yes.
言ったでしょう。高津戸地区にね、住んでる人なんてほとんどいないんですよ。今私たちがいる道はここ。入江先生はこの道に対して。
Oops, sorry, I think I cut Ōishi off right there. Having no sense of our surroundings, I couldn't digest anything about the place he was indicating on the map.
私たちは財布の取得場所を目指しています。ちなみに取得場所はここ。でもね、高津戸地区にわずかにある民家に向かうには、そもそも道が違うんです。
つまり、入江医師は民家のない方角から来たと。
山間の段々畑で農作業中に誰かが倒れたってのでない限りね、人が倒れて医者が呼ばれたら、普通は連れ帰って詳しく調べるもんです。でもさっきリエ医師は大したことはなかったと言いました。車には他には誰も乗っていなかったようですし。
I didn't mean to press the mouse 2 times in a row. Maybe I've done this twice in the same scene. Ōishi didn't say any more than that. I also said nothing more. That doctor just now examined the patient. Close by. Only that. The noisy radio had suddenly gone quiet. The sky had just suddenly turned an oppressive color. As Ōishi mused that it might start to rain, a torrential downpour started, as though trying not to disappoint him. The rain scared Ōishi. Oh, wow! Wow! Oh, I like how the background chased you like a stormy front with rain on the windshield. That is awesome. I really like that. I love the PS3 patch. I really do love this. I'm not saying the Manga Gamer Steam Edition's bad, but I like this better. I really like this a lot better than the Steam version. I'm sorry, but this is just my opinion. Eventually, Ōishi stopped the car. The only sounds to break the silence were the percussion of the rain on the roof and the soft squeak of the windshield wipers.
ちょいと静かで行きましょうかね。
Saying that in a quiet voice, he exited the car without an umbrella, careful not to make any noise. Ōishi leaned over, indicating the other side of the thicket. He was pointing to a prefabricated shed in a car that was parked beside it. The car looked obviously well cared for. It wasn't a vehicle that had been left there for several years.
あの小屋は？
営林署の機材小屋です。 夏場以外は利用されてないと聞きました。
あの車は営林署の職員の。
さあね、公用車には見えないですね。
Ōishi was playing it cool, but my nervousness was gradually increasing.
一応は念のため。
Saying that, Ōishi returned to the car. I thought he was going to get an umbrella, but he grabbed the onboard radio instead.
もしもし、大石です。聞こえてるかな？こんにちは、こんにちは。
はい、沖宮 PS。大石さん、感度良好です。どうぞ。
今、高津戸地区の営林署機材小屋前です。矢後地に向かう方じゃないよ。南沢から高津戸に入る方の。
はい、確認しました。
小屋に不審者。これより職質します。5分で連絡なかったら駐在所に連絡と大至急応援パトを送ってください。よろしくお願いします。
了解しました。
じゃあ行ってみましょうかね。
Now it's time to save Minister Inugai's grandson. Ha 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 ha! Ah, man. Since he was first confined here, he heard the sound of a car multiple times. So he just thought the far-off sound was more of the same. However, the reaction from his captors was, until now, something he hadn't seen before. They jumped, reacting as if shocked by a jolt of electricity, and pressed against the window, cautiously peering outside.
止まったな。営林署の人間、まずいぜ。いや、警察やんな。
One of the captors lifted the boy by his collar and pressed a blade against his cheek.
お兄ちゃん、ちょい静かにしててな。分かってると思うけど、大声出したりすると大変なことになるからな。
Toshiki Inugai was sure that the doctor had reported things to the police. He had felt relief when he thought that he was safe, but not imagining that his captors would resort to violence when they were cornered, his anxiety remained unabated.
どうする？時間稼いでる。小僧連れて、ちょい裏から抜けな。ほとぼり冷めたら撃ち合おう。
One of the perpetrators grabbed the boy by the collar and forced him to stand. Of course, Toshiki Inugai tried to resist by feigning that his illness had been aggravated by this rough treatment, but his captors paid no heed. The door was violently banged upon.
ごめんください。こんにちは。
The door was banged on again. Toshiki Inugai hesitated for a moment to respond to that voice by yelling. However, while he was being indecisive, his mouth was covered, taking that option away from him. The leader of the captors waved at the other to go. The younger perpetrator nodded in response, and while keeping the boy's mouth covered, started heading towards the back door.
はいはい。何かご用かいね。
どうも。警察ですがね。ここちょっと開けてもらっていいですか。急な雨で困っちゃいましてね。
ええ、今開けますん。
The moment the lock was undone, Ōishi forced the door open. And with a gleam of menace in his eyes, he pushed the man aside as he stepped into the room. Then, in the small and empty room, he was able to quickly discern that the boy that he was looking for was nowhere to be seen.
あれ？私はここは営林署の機材倉庫だって聞いてたんですけどね。何にもありませんね。
There was nothing inside the room that would indicate that this was an equipment shed. There was only a mounted of blankets, indicating that somebody was sleeping here, alongside empty food packets strewn about.
ああ、ここはずいぶん前から空っぽさね。機材がしまってあるところなんて見たこともね
えわ。でも営林署の建物でしょ。あんた営林署の人？
あんたこそ誰よ？警察？
Oops, sorry. You said police, so we kinda already knew what you were saying. The two of them glared at each other suspiciously. Both Ōishi and the man steadfastly refused to reveal their identity before the other did. The man, judging from the sharp look in Ōishi's eyes, realized that it would be hard to talk his way out of this one. No matter what he said, the most time he could buy was probably only a few dozen seconds. Only the sound of rain filled the tense moment. Just then, they heard the sound of a struggle from far off. Ōishi had a hunch. There was no doubt that Akasaka, who was circling around back, had run into the perpetrators who were trying to slip away. Yes! As Ōishi thought that, the man in the front of him reacted a moment faster. The man swung with an attack that was more intended to obscure Ōishi's vision rather than actually hit him in the face. Seizing his opportunity, the man aimed to kick at Ōishi's going without any hesitation. But he missed his mark and was unable to land that critical blow. The man, trying to pin Ōishi, grabbed him by the base of his neck with both of his hands and fiercely tried to push him down. But, as Ōishi fell backwards, as if kicking the man upward, he dug his foot into the man's midsection. BAM! With that leg acting as a fulcrum, the man was flung by the falling as if the leg acting as a fulcrum, the man was flung by the falling Ōishi as if by a circle throw. The two of them squared off in the pouring rain. Boom, boom! Ah ha ha! Yes, beat his ass, Ōishi! Ōishi, as if trying to cheer himself on, grinned smugly. He then stood up while brushing the mud off himself. Even though he countered the assault, Ōishi was getting up rather awkwardly compared to the man who he threw, who swiftly sprang to his feet.
Ōi-san! Hayaku!
Akasaka's voice rang out from the distance. Judging from the distress in his voice, he was already engaged in a fight and wanted Ōishi to reconvene with him. But Ōishi's hands were full as well.
Akasaka-san!
The man raised both fists into a stance that hinted at him being acquainted with karate or some other form of martial art. Of course, Ōishi, as an officer of the law, was decently versed in judo. He also had the moxie to have his fair share of fights at... I'm reading too fast. I gotta slow down a little bit. Even though this is a fight scene, I should not read fast. I apologize for this. He also had the moxie to have been through his fair share of fights before. Because that, he could tell that the man in front of him was quite a bit better in fighting than he was. Ah, damn it! Thinking that this was going to be easy just because the order came from the Sozaki family to release the hostages had been a big mistake. Ōishi's pissed. Ōishi played off the situation like it was no sweat. His opponent, seeing his attitude, took that to mean that Ōishi wasn't going to go down easily. The man wildly charged forward, attempting to grab Ōishi. If the man managed a successful clinch from his low stance, Ōishi would be tackled to the ground and end up being mounted. It was something you saw often when children fought, but it was really a bad position since you couldn't do much once you were in it. Ōishi, responding to that move, also lowers his stance to collide with the man head-on. The moment they clashed, Ōishi grabbed the man's leg pole. As he yanked the leg pole upwards, he smashed into the man's solar plexus with the elbow of the same arm. It was a move from Ōishi's own personal brand of brawling judo. He then grabbed on with his free hand and attempted to throw his opponent down with both hands. But the man lowered his center of gravity and swung his arms in a large arc, intertwining them with Ōishi's. Not only that, but he had forced both of Ōishi's elbows to the outside, and Ōishi, now in an awkward position, was in danger of exposing his back with his hands so clutched to the man's chest. This guy practiced Akibio grappling, didn't he? Ōishi, cursing the fact that his fingers were twisted into the man's shirt and couldn't get away, released his grip. But he was still in the awkward position of being bent over. And to top it off, at zero rage, the man was able to read Ōishi's movements completely as he tried to squirm his way into a better position. And then took the palms of his hands and swiftly clapped them over both of Ōishi's ears. Nuts! Clapping the ears in any other martial art, except for self-defense, was basically forbidden. Karate and judo didn't recognize it as a legal technique. It was that much of a simple and dangerous attack. Ōishi raised both of his hands as he tried to reflexively clutch at his own ears. But before that could happen, the man wrapped his arms around Ōishi's neck. His thick biceps clenched firmly around the base of Ōishi's neck like a vice. Ōishi instinctively thought he was going to be killed. After all, it wasn't hard to believe that a man like this, who was accustomed to fighting, could crush his opponent's neck from this position. But his opponent didn't do that. He had chosen to keep hold and force Ōishi to lose consciousness. That's why Ōishi, at that moment, even though his face was twitching, was grinning widely. Even though his opponent had a chance to kill him, he didn't choose to. He was thinking, this guy has no intention of killing me. However, even though that might have been the case, the man's hold on his neck was by no means gentle. In no time at all, Ōishi's consciousness began to fade. Having the experience of being taken down countless times in judo during his student days, Ōishi was utterly resigned to the fact that it was over. Damn, Ōishi! God, he got unconscious. And now Akasaka's all by himself. Akasaka was finally recovering from the intense pain of being kicked in a rather sensitive area. He had bumped into the counter, carrying the boy by the back entrance. He had seen Toshiki Inugai's picture plenty of times, but wasn't able to immediately ascertain if the boy in front of him was the real deal, with his mouth covered in packing tape. Also, with his limited experience, it wasn't hard for him to panic over how to deal with the situation. Of course, the perpetrator didn't overlook this momentary lapse. His kick landed squarely in a critical spot, with Akasaka not even having time to call for help. As the man flung the boy over his shoulder, he headed towards the front of the shed. But upon hearing Ōishi's bellowing voice, he gave up on going that direction. He then dashed off towards the forest, as if the weight of the boy slung over his shoulder wasn't even there. Akasaka was lost for a moment. Beating up with Ōishi, who was fighting with the enemy, was by far the safer option. But he couldn't just lose sight of the fleeing man. He goes after the man. Ōishi stood up. Akasaka! Akasaka stood up and chased after the capture's back. He ran through a short thicket, branches and fallen leaves crunching underfoot. The trips of the branches raked and clawed at him, small scratches inscribing themselves on his body one after another. He kept on stepping into puddles of mud, and his shoes were soon filled with murky water. For Akasaka, traveling through this unexplored forest was, even though this was an emergency situation, extremely unpleasant. As he said that, he regretted it immediately, as it was but a waste of breath. There wasn't a thief in the world that would politely stop when told to by the police. To a city boy like Akasaka, running through this forest was an arduous task. However, it must have been no easy task either for the man carrying the minister's grandson. He neither gained nor lost ground in his pursuit. Akasaka, upon realizing that, gained back a bit of composure. Just keep on chasing him. We are running in the same conditions. In fact, the man running with an awkward stride was at far more than to manage. They couldn't run forever. Eventually, he'd definitely trip and fall. As long as he was being hounded, he would definitely stumble. And soon, his wish was fulfilled. The man, who had stepped into something and lost his balance, was no longer able to bear the weight of the boy, dropping him. Akasaka, in all honesty, didn't care about the perpetrator at all, just as long as he could ensure the safety of Toshiki Inugai. So if the perpetrator ran off by himself, it was perfectly acceptable. But it seemed that Toshiki Inugai was important to the man as well, and didn't choose just to run away empty-handed. Akasaka didn't know what to do in this kind of situation. His first priority should be probably to ensure the safety of the boy, subduing his captor being less important. Grappling with the perpetrator wasn't something he planned on, but most likely it was either do or die. Akasaka's moment to end the decision proved to be fatal. The man, aiming right between, or rather for both of Akasaka's eyes, struck out with a jab. Not wanting that, Akasaka raised both of his hands to shield his face. At that moment, the man kicked at his unguarded midsection. The pain almost felt like vital organs were being squeezed out of his body as he latched onto his opponent's leg. But his opponent didn't hesitate one bit. Leading with his seized foot, the man jumped at Akasaka, applying pressure and pushing him down. Akasaka was unable to withstand that and fell, but under no circumstances was he letting that leg go. The two men fell together in the tangled heap. The man was desperate to pull his leg free from Akasaka, but having fallen in an awkward position, was unable to. The two of them rolled around on the ground, floundering about trying to gain an advantage. But Akasaka, who was holding onto his opponent's knee with both hands, and that opponent, who had a complete freedom to move his upper body, were in two completely different situations. The man gained a positional advantage on Akasaka, who was still latched onto his leg and couldn't move away, and pounded full force on his head with both of his fists. Not only that, he found a rock nearby and beat it against Akasaka's skull. The difference between being hit with a fist and being hit with a rock was vast. Akasaka quickly thought of letting go of the man's legs to free his hands to protect his head. But if he let go here, the man would get away. If he didn't dig in here, everything would be for naught. The boy he was trying to save was right there. He was going to save him and go back to Tokyo. If he could do that, then it was goodbye to this freakish village. Without looking, I could tell my forehead was split open and was gushing blood. But I didn't let go of the man's leg. How could I? I won't let go! When the man realized that no matter how much he beat my head, he wasn't getting away, he used both of his hands to grab my throat as if to crush my windpipe. I pulled my head back as a slight form of resistance, but it was no use. The man's hands ended out my neck and began to crush it like a vice. It was less about the pain of not being able to breathe, but so much as it was choking so hard I felt I was going to throw up. It felt like my stomach was going to turn itself inside out. But I could only endure it. Damn it! My throat hurts. I won't go. I can't let go. I didn't want to be here. I wanted to resolve this and go back to Tokyo. And talk to Yuki. All about our unborn child. We were going to talk about our bright future. I had no intention of loosening my grip. However, it loosened just a bit and the man's leg came free. The man kicked as hard as possible and I tumbled backwards. My head was spinning and I wasn't able to get up right away. No, I couldn't even put any strength into getting up in the first place. Even so, I couldn't back down. If I let him escape now, this chance would never come again. Even just catching their scent was nothing short of a miracle. If we weren't able to get the minister's grandson back here, there wouldn't be another chance. The man tried to drag the boy to his feet, but the kid was displaying some unexpected resistance, allowing me to get up unnoticed. I crossed the rock the man had just beat me over the head with. Now it's my turn. Hit him! The rock should be able to supplement what meager strength I had left, adding more than enough power to my attack. My fist still wrapped around the rock, dug into the side of the man's torso. It seems like it hurt him quite a bit. The man rolled over for a bit, clutching his side. Freed from the man's grip, the boy hid behind me.
Inugai Toshiki-kunだね。君を助けに来た。
Yeah! To the boy, those were the words he was waiting for the most! But the crisis was still not over. I'm kind of expecting at the last moment, as everything's going to be seeming like an Akasaka losing moment. Ōishi will come in at the last moment, waking up from the little unconscious moment he had with the other kidnapper. Maybe, I'm just making a prediction. But I think Ōishi's going to come in the last second. That was because even though he was still clutching at his side, the man had gotten up again and had taken a fighting stance. I could see in the man's eyes the resentment at the pain I had caused him, and the confidence that he could still beat me. If we were to clash head on head again, he might not even stop if my head was split open.
これ以上抵抗するな。おとなしく降参しろ。
てめえこそ小僧をこっちへよこすんな。首の骨をへし折られていか。
誰が貴様の言いなりになどなるものか。もうじき応援が到着する。貴様らに逃げ場などない。
The man reacted adversely to the word reinforcements. That was because he now knew that arguing like this wasn't just a waste of time, but put him closer and closer to danger. Realizing that, the man shifted metal gears almost too quickly.
なら手っ取り早く済ませるぜ。こいつならどうだよ。
What the man pulled from his back pocket was all things a gun! Of course, I'm a police officer. It's not like I don't know what a gun is, but having one put at me was something I never experienced before. Was it real? Of course it was. There's no way to be a replica in a situation like this.
おとなしく両手を頭の上で組んで、そこにうつ伏せになるんだよ。
図に乗るな悪党。誰がお前に従うか。
クソバカが。撃たれなきゃこいつの恐ろしさがわからねえかよ。
なら撃ってみろ。貴様の銃声で応援がここに駆けつけるぞ。
バカが。森の中で、しかもこの雨だぞ。銃声などかき消える。
A gun's pretty loud, though. As long as he still held that gun, no matter how much I yelled at him, I was at a distinct disadvantage. But I still had a fighting chance. If I were in his shoes, instead of wasting time yelling at each other like this, I would have just shoot him and take the boy. That way was the fastest, and would suppress any sort of further resistance from him. But the man was demanding my surrender without having fired a shot, meaning that he either didn't want to shoot or couldn't. In other words, the man in front of me was soft. I could buy even just a little more time. The factors would lead to my victory were numerous. Ōishi was probably on his way, and the reinforcements we called for here before. Ōishi was probably on his way, and the reinforcements we called for before coming here should already be on their way too. Not only that, they should have contacted the local police box. Without a doubt, somebody stationed in the village would be here and quicker than that. Much quicker than that.
くそ誰が撃たれなきゃこいつの怖さがわからねえかよ。
どうせ逃げられやしない。無駄に罪を重ねるな。
At that moment, I heard the rustling of a foliage and heavy footsteps approaching. If Ōishi was coming here, it was a whole new ballgame. The man couldn't have more than one gun.
おいさん、ここです。ここです。
It's not Ōishi. I thought that time was on my side, but I had failed to even imagine that the enemy could also have reinforcements. You could tell the man who had just appeared was one of the perpetrators just by looking at him.
何しよってんね。はよせんとな。警官来るんで。なん油うっとんしゃん。
He's really calm for this kind of situation, dude.
くそ。おいさんはどうしたってんだ。
ああ、あんの樽男かい。落としたったら泡吹いとんよ。
おいさんが。くそ。
The boy, sensitive to the impending danger, crawled up behind my back. How could this be? Damn it!
期待してた相方は来ないってよ。ざまあねえぞ。観念するのはてめえの方だ。
As I backed up against a large tree while still protecting the boy, the second man also pulled out a gun.
2回しか言わない。頭抱えてそこにうつ伏せになるんよ。
断る。
Oh, Oh no, Hagasaka just got shot! As I shouted in protest, blood erupted from my left shoulder. It took a few moments to register that I'd been shot. Compared to the ones in movies and TV dramas, the first actual gunshot I heard was simple and mundane. In fact, the sound was more akin to the small fireworks I used to buy from the corner store as a kid. But there was no comparing the pain. It was a fear you knew only after you'd been shot. The boy, in his confusion, tugged at my clothes, agitating the wound even further. I wanted to put on a bold face and reassure him, but my voice was hoarse and had the opposite effect.
大丈夫。すでに応援は要請してあるんだ。すぐに警官隊が駆けつけてくれる。
警官が来る前に、お前ん額にもっぱつくれちゃる方が早いんだ。無駄な殺生すなっちゅう、本家に言われとんか加減しとん。あんまり舐めとんと容赦せんとよ。
This is bad. It was very, very bad. The second man was a completely different beast than the first. He had no signs of indecisiveness or mercy. If this man said he'd shoot, he'd shoot. He wasn't somebody that a man like me could buy time from. I really hated to admit it, but at that moment, the image of Yuki's smiling face crossed the back of my mind. I knew what that meant. I was warning myself not to throw my life away over a matter of pride. Of course, I didn't want to die here. I was just starting a new life with Yuki, and I wanted to see the face of our soon-to-be-born child. Why should I risk my life for some minister's grandson when I was at such a critical juncture of my own life? Ugh, damn it! I need to stop rambling at myself. So what do I do now? Get up with the boy and extend my own life? What a good idea! Everybody's life is precious. My own life was in danger. Nobody would blame me. God damn it, it hurts. If I had known it would be this painful, I would have played the tough guy. My biggest miscalculation, though, was that the sound of a gunshot was far quieter than I imagined. If it was only that loud, it would be drowned out by the rain in the forest. It wasn't something that somebody far away could hear.
くそ。待てよ、待ってくれよ。死にたくないよ。
あん、こっちだって死なせとうない。分かればええん、分かれば。
撃つなよ。撃つなよ。帰りを待ってる妻がいるんだ。死にたくないんだよ。
叫ばんとでも歌んね。おとなしゅう頭抱えてうつ伏せになったら歌んだるね。
本当だろうな。本当だろうな。約束は守れよ。絶対だぞ。 の約束だぞ。
守ったんだ。男と男の約束し合えよ。
守れよ。じゃあうつ伏せになるからな。約束守るんだから銃を向けるのやめろよ。やっぱ撃つ気なんだろ。俺が撃つつになったら。
I think he's stalling for time. Because why is he taking this much time to talk?
撃たんね。わかった。しまってる。銃はしまってる。男と男の約束しやねえ。どんな。これなら文句ないんて。ね
え。やめてもよくないですよ。
Ōishi came at the last minute like I predicted. It was over in a flash. The moment he lowered his gun, Ōishi didn't let his chance slip by. Ōishi had been assessing the situation for quite some time from behind the two men. But since they had their guns trained on me, he didn't really have a chance to jump in. Seeing the look on Ōishi's face indicating that he wanted to create an opening, I took on that role completely. Ōishi forcibly lifted the arm that was holding the gun. He then took the gun from the man's hand in only an instant. The other man, who was in a bit of a slow grasping of what had just happened, pointed the gun at them, but with his ally grappling with Ōishi, he could pull the I'm gonna reread that real quick. I was stumbling over the words, I was reading too fast. I'm sorry, this is an action scene. I want to read fastly because this is an action scene, but I should not be because I'm messing it up. This is my first time reading this on the fly, so no wonder why I'm messing it up, because I'm trying to read it fastly. The other man, who was a bit slow in grasping what was happening, pointed his gun at them. But with his ally grappling with Ōishi, he couldn't pull the trigger. If that man was the one that was wrestling with Ōishi at the moment, he might have shot without hesitation. If that man was the one that was wrestling with Ōishi at the moment, he might have shot without hesitation. But this man wouldn't shoot. He couldn't shoot. Ōishi kicked the other man away, and while aiming the stolen gun with his left hand, pulled out his own. With guns in akimbo, he was aiming at both men at the same time. Ōishi, like, Scott. It was perfectly played. But heedless of the guns pointed at them, the men shouted scram as they scattered away at full speed. It was over in an instant. Those two running away without putting up a fight was honestly unexpected. Ōishi, quietly clicking his tongue in astonishment, slipped both guns into his pants pocket.
あいつらもよく知ってるな。
何をですか。
逃げてる背中を警官は撃てませんからね。私も退職金が惜しいもんで。
Ōishi and I grinned at each other. And they just saved Toshiki.
犬飼俊樹君？犬飼検察大臣のお孫さん？
はい。
これは
It took too long to
でかい
speak,
事
so I
件になるか
pressed
な？
go. Oh, it's been an hour recording. I'm sorry, everyone. I've been messing up so much. I'm gonna try to finish this with a clear mind, but I don't know. I can't believe I skipped Toshiki's line, but it was very few lines, of course. Ōishi smiled amusedly. The fact that the Ōishi Defense Alliance, or rather the Sonozaki family behind them, was pulling the shooting was apparent, but proving it wouldn't be easy. And, with apologies to Ōishi, this incident was unlikely to go public. If this caused an uproar, it would obviously lead to the minister losing his office. With HQ having decided that doing so was in the national interest, this would be probably cleaned up quietly. It might be a rough way of saying it, but this was born in the shadows, and it was going to die in the shadows. Ōishi probably already understood the implications behind this incident.
とにかく非常線を張らせましょう。連中まだ一丁は拳銃を持ってるようですからね。それから犬飼君を保護して赤坂さんはすぐに病院に行かないと。
Yeah. As the tension in the situation faded, the pain from the gunshot wound in my shoulder blossomed once again. My forehead was also stinging painfully and had grown hot enough to start a fire. Thinking that the tension had caused me to sweat, I wiped my forehead, but what came off was a large amount of blood. I realized that my shirt had been stained bright crimson from the blood flowing from my head. I turned around. The boy was safe and sound. Without a doubt. There would probably be an investigation on the men who ran, but that was for another day. At this point in time, I could safely say we had cleared the major hurdle of securing the boy's safety. Ooh. As soon as I recognized that, it felt like the lights in my head had been hit by a power failure. And he's passing out. My knees buckled underneath me, the ground there feeling soft as a cloud. It didn't feel unpleasant even as I was covered in the rain-soaked mud. Ōishi came closer, asking if I was okay, but somehow I couldn't tell. I turned off the switch to the last light in my head. And he's out cold. The exhaustion enveloped me. Sleep. Something softer than any blanket wrapped around me. And ended the chapter. With Akasaka passing out, ended the chapter. Ooh boy. Let's go ahead and read the tips. Let's mess up reading the tips now, why don't we? I'm sorry that I'm a very kind person. Oh, there's only one tip. I'm sorry I'm making fun of myself for misreading a lot of things in the chapter, but I kept on reading so fast because it was an accurate... No, I should not be... No. I should not be making excuses. I should probably just read the tip. Stop making excuses, me. I'm sorry, everyone. A very kind person. Who is a very kind person, Akasaka? Or whoever it is. Patients admitted to the hospital can only accept calls at fixed times. That's why she wouldn't be receiving a call from him today. It's from Yuki. Yesterday, she had teased him that he got lonely easily, so he might have struggled with the idea of calling her sooner. That was much easier to imagine, rather than that he might just be too busy to call. Because he's just that type of person. Yuki whispered that, smiled to herself. The announcement that visiting hours were over played over the hospital intercom along with some music. She exchanged pleasantries with the family of the patient that was staying in the same room as her. Probably eager for his mother to be discharged, their small child was wearing a beaming smile. That child's mother was pregnant in the bed next to mine with what may be their new brother or sister. They were probably ready to burst with the expectations, dreams, and worries of having a new sibling. The joys of a growing family. Bathing in those warm feelings, I struck my own belly, which had grown quite large. I talked with him about how many children we wanted to have. We talked about how if we had 3, it would certainly be lively. However, there was the inescapable worry of whether I would be able to handle giving birth that many times.
でもそんなことを不安に思って出産を嫌う母なんていないですものね。
Yuki, smiling as she said that to herself, gently stroked her stomach. The Metropolitan Public Safety Division. The place where that man's sense of justice had led him. That person was actually a very gentle, very fragile person. He didn't talk that much about the specifics, but I did think he was suited for the assignment he was on right now. But as long as he said he was going to try his best, I would watch over him warmly.
あなたのお父さんはね、とっても頑張り屋さんなのよ。こちょこちょこちょこちょ。
Who is narrating this? Yuki seemed to be enjoying herself as she talked to her own belly. At that moment, Yuki suddenly became concerned about something and looked out the window. It used to be this time. Long ago. She remembered that when she was little, around this time in the countryside where her grandmother lived, the Higurashi would fill the air with their chorus. This was the middle of Tokyo. Unlike in the countryside, you couldn't hear the song of the Higurashi. But for some reason, at that moment, Yuki felt that she wanted to hear that song. Why did my armpit just stuck up in goosebumps? Alright, so we just saved Toshiki Inugai, the minister's grandson, and now we have 2 more chapters of Higurashi when they cry Himatsubushi? I'm not sure, but I think we have at least 2 more chapters left of this interesting, but short, 4th chapter of Higurashi when they cry, the question arc. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Leave a like. Leave a comment. Sorry for reading too fast during the action scenes, but what else are you supposed to do during a scene where there's supposed to be action? Are you supposed to read slowly and boringly? No! You're supposed to read fast and excited! I should just end the episode right here before it gets more awkward. So if you all like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you all next time. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you all next time. Mercury!
OK OK